Now, before we begin the last set of problems, I've given you a set of guiding questions to help you go through each problem and get to the correct answer. The first problem is this: have I labeled? What I mean by labeled, do we know which angles are our base angles and which ones are our non-congruent? Well, in this example, they do not give us the slashes to go by. However, the converse theorem is also true. If the two base angles are equal, then the two sides are equal. I can tell by the picture which ones are my base angles because they have the same markings. And since this is isosceles, the two base angles are always going to be congruent. So obviously where these red markings are my base angles. And I know the top part is my non-congruent. Because of this, I know that side A right here is equal to side B. So the slashes are also equal. So therefore, if I see my measurements by my slashes, I can set an equal sign in between those, like so. So basically, my equation is 2x minus 15 equals 9. I'm going to add my 15 to both sides, and I'm getting 24 equals 2x, and then I'm going to divide by 2, and my x here is 12. Again, please note, if two of the base angles are equal, then two of the sides are equal. So I can put an equal sign here in the middle, and I can also put an equal sign at the bottom between the bases. Let's try that again. All right, have I labeled? Let's go ahead and label my bases. I see them, they have the red markings, base, base. That makes this my non-congruent, and that means these two are equal as well. So I can put an equal sign in between them. Okay, since I put my equal sign in between them, am I looking for sides or angles? Well, obviously I'm looking for these two sides, so I put my equal in between. What's true about these sides? They're congruent, so I can make an equation. 2x minus 5 is equal to 3x minus 9. Combine my like terms or subtract from either side, and I'm left with negative 5 equals 1x minus 9. I'm going to add that 9 to the other side, and I'm ending with my x being equal to 4. Not too bad, huh? Well, let's keep going. What if they give us angles? Can we still do this problem? Okay, so let's look at this next one. Have I labeled? So let's go ahead and label our base angles. I know they already give me the slashes, and since they give me the slashes, I can draw my arrows. I should do those longer so you can see exactly what they're pointing at. And we'll do them in red, just like the picture. Okay, down there and down here. Those two right there are my base angle. Base is down here, and base is over here at the end of my arrow. Therefore, this is non-congruent. So have I labeled? Yes. Am I looking for sides or angles? I'm looking for angles. But how many angles do I know or have some information about? I only have information about 1, 2 angles. Because of that, I cannot use 180. But I do know what's true about these two angles. Because they're both the base, they are congruent. Base angles are congruent, so I can put an equal in between them. Therefore, 5x plus 7 must be equal to 52. Now all I got to do is solve. So it looks like this. I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides, which is leaving me with 45. Divide by 5, which lets me see that my x is going to be equal to 9. Not too bad. Again, need to identify what it is we're looking for. Make sure you label as well. Let's try another one. Okay, have I labeled? So let's go ahead and extend our line so I know where everything is. The arrows tell me where my base angles are. So this is a base, and this is a base, and this is my non-congruent. All right, what am I looking for? I'm looking for angles, but this one does not help me because I don't have enough information about that. So I'm not going to use that top angle because there's no information there. But I do know about my bases. Base 1 is 3y minus 10. Base 2 is y plus 30. Those are both bases. Because of that, they are equal. So I know that my base angles are equal. So 3y minus 10 must be equal to y plus 30. So now all I got to do is solve. So I've got 2y minus 10 is equal to 30. Add my 10, and I've got 2y equals 40. Divide by 2, and my y is therefore equal to 20. Not too bad, huh? All right, one more problem to make sure we understand all parts of the isosceles triangle problems. Okay, have I labeled? Well, not yet, so I'm going to extend so I know where my bases are. So the bases are in these corners. So let's go ahead and label base, base. So this is non-congruent. My base angles, am I looking for angles or sides? I'm looking for angles. I know that base angles are congruent, and because they are congruent, so the bases have to be the same. And since that's true, then this has to be x plus 10 because it has to be the same as this one. The base 1 has to be equal to base 2. Now, looking at this, I have 1, 2, 3 angles. If you have 3 angles, then you can make them equal to 180. So, I'm going to set this all equal to 180. So, 3x plus x plus 10 plus x plus 10 will give me 180. So I'm going to put all my x's together. That's 3x, 4x, 5 x's. And then I'm going to put my numbers together. 10 and 10 makes 20, which will give me 180. I'm going to subtract from both sides. So therefore, 5x is equal to 160. I'm going to divide by 5. So x is equal to 32. And we're done. Now we've gone over how to work with isosceles triangles. Some key things that I need to remember from this lesson so that I can do these problems easier on my own. Number 1, I need to remember that base angles are congruent. I also need to remember that if I have 3 angles, then make everything equal 180. If I follow the guiding questions and remember these few rules, I should be able to solve with isosceles triangles. Good luck!